Say hi, Herky. Okay, so we just finished our hike up to Mount Rubidoux. Beautiful. And we finally got some rest. Hercules toughing it up here. Yeah, we've made it, Bubba. No, you stay right here. Come here. I think I'm just gonna read a couple of verses, okay? Because then we're gonna make it down there. It's gonna get really hot. But we just want to make sure that we celebrate making it up here on this Labor Day. And we're just gonna labor for Jesus, huh? Okay. So we're on Exodus chapter 21. Now these are the judgments which you shall be set before them. If you buy a Hebrew servant, he shall serve 6 years, and in the 7th he shall go out free and pay nothing. If he comes in by himself, he shall go by himself. If he comes in married, then his wife shall go out with him. If his master has given him a wife, and she has borne him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be her master's, and he shall go out by himself. But if the servant plainly says, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free, then his master shall bring him to the judges. He shall also bring him to the door, or to the doorpost. And his master shall pierce his ears with an awl, and he shall serve him forever. If a man sells his daughter to be a female slave, she shall not go out as the male slaves do. If she does not please her master, who has betrothed her to himself, then he shall let her be redeemed. He shall have no right to sell her to a foreign people, since he has dealt deceitfully with her. And if he has, Hercules.
The dog is so cute.
Thank you, darling. Okay. And if he has betrothed her to his son, he shall deal with her according to the custom of daughters. If he takes another wife, he shall not diminish her food, her clothing, and her marriage rights. And if he does not do these three for her, then she shall go out free without paying money. He who strikes a man so that he dies shall surely be put to death. However, if he did not lie in wait, but God delivered him into his hand, then I will appoint for you a place where he may flee. But if a man acts with premeditation against his neighbor to kill him by treachery, you shall take him from my altar, that he may die. And he who strikes his father or his mother shall surely be put to death. He who kidnaps a man and sells him, or if he is found in his hand, shall surely be put to death. And he who curses his father or his mother shall surely be put to death. If men contend with each other, and one strikes the other with a stone or with his fist, and he does not die, but is confined to his bed, if he rises again and walks about outside with his staff, then he who struck him shall be acquitted. He shall only pay for the loss of his time, and shall provide for him to be thoroughly healed. And if a man beats his male or female servant with a rod, so that he dies under his hand, he shall surely be punished. Notwithstanding, if he remains alive a day or two, he shall not be punished, for he is his property. If men fight and hurt a woman with child, so that she gives birth prematurely, yet no harm follows, he shall surely be punished accordingly as the woman's husband imposes on him, and he shall pay as the judges determine. But if any harm follows, then you shall give life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, burn for burn, wound for wound, stripe for stripe. If a man strikes the eye of his male or female servant and destroys it, he shall let him go free for the sake of his eye. And if he knocks out the tooth of his male or female servant, he shall let him go free for the sake of his tooth. If an ox gores a man or a woman to death, then the ox shall surely be stoned, and its flesh shall not be eaten. but the owner of the ox shall be acquitted. But if the ox tended to thrust with his horns in times past, and it has been made known to his owner, and he has not kept it confined so that it has killed a man or a woman, the ox shall be stoned, and its owner shall also be put to death. If there is imposed on him a sum of money, then he shall pay to redeem his life, whatever is imposed on him. Whether it has gored a son or gored a daughter, according to his judgment it shall be done to him. If the ox gores a male or female servant, he shall give to their master 30 shekels of silver, and the ox shall be stoned. And if a man opens a pit, or if a man digs a pit, or does not cover it, and an ox or donkey falls in it, the owner of the pit shall make it good. He shall give money to their owner, but the dead animal shall be his. If one man's ox hurts another's so that it dies, then they shall sell the live ox and divide the money from it, and the dead ox they shall also divide. Or if it was known that the ox tended to thrust in time past, and its owner has not kept it confined, he shall surely pay ox for ox, and the dead animal shall be his own. Yeah, let's just stop right there, Baba. I think that was an amazing lesson from what we were watching about how people have been living amongst each other, how they've been treating each other. You know, some of us don't really realize the real consequences or what is due of them, and we always wonder what's the true, faith for those who misjudge others, mistreat others. So that's a great lesson here today. Thank you for being with us. And he's right here. Look at him. Such a good boy. I want to mention that when I started reading this chapter, there was a young black couple right to the left of me. And as soon as I got to the part where they were covering the slavery portion of these guidelines and rules, that I did recognize that they maybe have been feeling uncomfortable about the topic. However, it is on the Bible, and so I felt like, even though I wanted to stop and recognize that with them, I wanted to continue reading, for the purpose of reading the words. And, they didn't interrupt me or stop me as well. So, and if they were offended because they did leave in the middle of the reading, and I didn't notice when they did because I was into the reading, I want them to understand, and anybody who's been through slavery and who's still resentful of that past and history and of their people, that, to put in the perspective of believing in that you are going to be provided the same opportunity, or you do already have the opportunity to, in this day and age, say, look at as the servant and slavery as, your employees, and you do have that option to have the ability to have another person be your, say, servant. Like I said, I believe that these day and age, it's called an employee, and you get to live by these guidelines of the Bible, and you know now how to treat a human being with them living under your rules and guidelines and standards, with pay, in servants and slavery back then, as far as we know it, when they didn't get paid nothing as far as money, they were provided what they weren't able to provide for themselves, such as a house, shelter and food and companionship and guidance. So back then, that's how perhaps the servants and slaves were able to rationalize their life to living that way. Now, as we employees go, that's the kind of the same mindset. You either are going to work for someone or yourself. And everybody these days has that chance to choose to live how they want to live. And here is the guidelines presented to all of us to know exactly how to treat each other in the dynamics that we live amongst each other. You know, that it is at the end of the day with respect and consideration of how we should treat the situation with regards to who they are and how they exist amongst us. And this is what I wanted to point out, not to just the couple, but, if anybody ever has any trouble with looking at the way slavery has presented itself and has been more so carried out, that this is how we need to redo it better, instead of with the physical torture and turmoil and the disrespect, and like they drew out that there should be no treachery and physical abuse and pain casted among them. It was quite a tough hike, but Hercules really stuck it through. We slowed down a few times and we took a water break, but he didn't really care for the water. And I just want to thank everybody for joining me today for a quick reading and getting back to Jesus again. I'm so excited to jump right into reading the Bible again, and we're going to learn together. So I'll see you guys next time, and I'm sure going to do this reading here again, of course. God bless. I forgot to give you guys a nice explanation to why I've been MIA from reading for a while. And I did actually go past the 40 days and 40 nights because I did end up enjoying it. So I extended my stay with God. But now we're back, and I'm so excited. So excited to learn more and dive deeper into God and learn about how we're going to live according to His Word and the truth. So, oh, I know. He wouldn't mind it either, I'm sure. Hercules, come here. Come on. Take care, guys. All right, so I think I have to slow down so Hercules doesn't get so distracted. Come here, Hercules. Come on, over here. No, you listen, okay? No, come on. Good boy. Come over here, okay? Come over here. You gotta be a good boy. Okay, so yeah, just explaining to you guys. Herc, hang out over here. We're just trying to make it down the hill. But I'm really excited this time around. We're gonna really go hard on reading the Bible. We're gonna share it with everybody, and we're gonna make sure everybody, including myself, understand what we're reading, and we move forward in the right direction. Okay.